Presner. Welcome to part 7 in this series of YouTube videos on the Ultimate Zapper and various health issues. In part 7, I continue my discussion of Dr. Hulda Clark. For me, Dr. Clark was a great pioneer. She inspired me to invent the Ultimate Zapper in 1996. And she talked about many things that opened my mind and the minds of many other people regarding pathology. She talked about metals and chemicals and how they create diseased areas in the body and how they attract pathogens such as parasites, bacteria, viruses, fungus, and other pathogens to create a toxic soup, a chain of pathology. But a lot of what Dr. Clark said, although it may be true, was not reported in a way that I would consider scientific. For example, I'm going to scroll down my Dr. Hulda Clark page on my site, and we see the cure for all cancers. I don't use the word cure personally, but I'm just quoting her. This is the book that she wrote called The Cure for All Cancers, and on the cover of the book it says over 100 case histories of persons cured. I went through 58 of those cases. I got tired, so I quit after 58. But that was enough to give me the information that I needed. From the case histories themselves, the 58, actually 16 were cured, 1 was worse, 3 were dying, 4 died, 1 opted out, 4 started treatment, 4 no change, 2 progress unclear, and 23 progress made. Well, I don't know what happened between the details of the case histories and the cover of the book. Obviously something happened. This kind of inaccuracy is unacceptable. Also, if you look at the case histories, you will see inconsistencies, criteria that were not applied across the board, anecdotes, things that were related in an unscientific way. So while Dr. Clark may have said many things that were true, how things are reported by her or by others quoting her does not do justice to the truth of what she discovered. Also, there are different sites using Dr. Clark's name. Now, Dr. Clark herself said that she did not give her name to any zapper maker or any site. She did not endorse anyone. There are a lot of people quoting her, but one thing they don't quote is that she herself died of cancer in 2009. So they use her name commercially, but when it doesn't suit their purposes, well, they just look the other way. I don't do things like this. I don't rely on Dr. Clark. She was a great pioneer, but I don't call my zapper a Hulda Clark zapper. People who call their zappers Hulda Clark zappers are using her and using her name for commercial purposes. The Ultimate Zapper has always stood on its own legs, and it's done very well, helped thousands of people over the years. I think integrity is very important, and if you look on my site you will find that there's a lot of information, not only about my zapper, but about other zappers and other sites. Things which I consider are not done very well by other sites, I report in detail on various pages on my site. The competition was brought to my attention by a customer years ago, and I started to reply to various things that the competition was saying about my site and my zapper and my work, and also their own sites and their own products. And if you examine this closely, you will see that there are a lot of shenanigans that go on in what I call Zapperland. Part of what goes on is that Dr. Clark is looked upon with, well, let's say a rose rose-tinted glasses in many ways. Some of this is genuine and some of it is done for commercial purposes. She's quoted, and her research is quoted. Her Hulda Clark zapping cycle is quoted. But this has to be followed very carefully. Everything that has been said has to be followed carefully. Dr. Clark's zapping cycle does not apply to the Ultimate Zapper. The reason is that the Ultimate Zapper is very powerful, much more powerful than any other zapper, and certainly much more powerful than the A6 zapper that Dr. Clark herself used in her own research. So if people were to start at 7 minutes with the Ultimate Zapper, well, they might be overdoing it, which is why I recommend 15 seconds only. Many people only need 15 seconds. Other people can go up quickly to half a minute, 1 minute, 5, 7 minutes or more. Some people zap without breaks. So the so-called Dr. Hulda Clark gospel is something that was created not by Dr. Clark herself, although she recommended, of course, the 7-minute cycle with 20-minute breaks, but the gospel in the sense of following her cycle to the point of making timers around 7 minutes was created by zapper makers. The flexibility that is needed is not there if you have a timer with the Ultimate Zapper. So that's the reason why I don't. I let people find their own level, follow their own experience, see what's good for them. This is the most important thing. Keep an open mind about everything. Listen, read, but you judge for yourself what's good for you in all matters. This is how I recovered my health. This is how I overcame 2 incurable diseases, by thinking for myself, not by following others. I would have been dead many, many years ago if I had followed what others said was good for me and was right and was inevitable. So do your own thinking, read, listen, and above all, listen to your own experience and your own heart. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you here again soon.